October 9, 2016, Red Sea, 70 nautical miles off the coast of Yemen. USS Mason, an Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer, detects an inbound threat, DDG-87. The ship's ANSPY-1D radar tracks a contact approaching at high speed. Low altitude, sea-skimming profile, bearing from the Yemeni coast. Classification, anti-ship cruise missile. This is not a drill. This is a live fire engagement against a real threat. Houthi rebels in Yemen have just launched a missile at an American warship. The Tactical Action Officer in the Combat Information Center initiates defensive protocols. Threat assessment, confirmed hostile. Range, 25 nautical miles and closing. Speed, subsonic. Time to impact, approximately 4 minutes. The Aegis Combat System calculates intercept solutions automatically. The commanding officer has seconds to authorize weapons release. The rules of engagement are clear. Incoming anti-ship missile constitutes imminent threat. Self-defense is authorized. He gives the order. Weapons free. The Mason's vertical launch system opens. A SM-2 standard missile launches from the cell. Solid rocket motor ignites. The missile accelerates to Mach 3.5 and climbs to intercept altitude. The Aegis system guides it toward the inbound threat using mid-course updates from the ship's radar. This is the first time a U.S. Navy destroyer has fired a standard missile against an actual anti-ship cruise missile. Every SM-2 engagement prior to this has been training or testing. This is validation of the entire Aegis doctrine under real combat conditions. The SM-2 closes on the target. Terminal guidance activates. The missile's own radar seeker locks onto the cruise missile. Impact occurs 15 miles from the ship. The cruise missile is destroyed. Debris falls into the Red Sea. Threat eliminated. The destroyer's crew reports successful intercept, but the engagement is not over. 3 days later, October 12th, the Mason is back on patrol in the same waters. The mission? Protect commercial shipping transiting the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. This narrow waterway connects the Red Sea to the Gulf of Aden. Millions of barrels of oil pass through daily. Houthi forces in Yemen threaten the sea lanes with anti-ship missiles supplied by Iran. At 1800 hours, the radar detects another inbound contact. Same profile as 3 days earlier. Low altitude, high speed, originating from the Yemeni coast. The Houthis are attempting another attack. This time there are 2 missiles, launched simultaneously from different positions. Coordinated attack designed to overwhelm the destroyer's defenses. One missile approaches from the north, the other from the northeast. Both are C-802 missiles, Chinese-designed anti-ship cruise missiles similar to the Exocet. The Tactical Action Officer faces a more complex engagement. 2 threats, different bearings. Simultaneous intercept required. The Aegis system is designed for this scenario. Multi-target tracking, automated fire control. But it's never been done in actual combat against real missiles trying to sink an American ship. Weapons-free authorization is immediate. The vertical launch system fires 2 SM-2 missiles. They launch within seconds of each other. The Aegis system assigns each interceptor to a specific target. Separate guidance channels, independent terminal phases. The SM-2 missiles climb and accelerate. The first interceptor tracks the northern threat. Terminal radar activates, lock confirmed. Impact at 12 miles from the ship. First cruise missile destroyed. The second SM-2 engages the northeastern threat, but something unexpected happens. The inbound missile maneuvers. It's programmed with evasive turns designed to complicate interception. The SM-2 adjusts trajectory. The Aegis system updates guidance commands. The interceptor compensates for the target's movement. Impact occurs at 8 miles from the ship. Second cruise missile destroyed. 2 threats, 2 successful intercepts. 0 damage to the Mason. The Aegis Combat System performed exactly as designed, but the engagement reveals critical intelligence. The Houthis have multiple missile launchers. They can coordinate attacks, and their missiles have some evasive capability. The Mason's crew reports both engagements to fleet headquarters. Analysis begins immediately. Where did the Houthis acquire anti-ship missiles? Iranian supply is suspected but not confirmed. What other vessels are at risk? Commercial shipping in the area is warned. Should rules of engagement be expanded to allow preemptive strikes on launch sites? That decision goes to higher command levels. Within 24 hours, the U.S. Navy responds. USS Nizza, another Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, is ordered to conduct Tomahawk cruise missile strikes against Houthi radar installations on the Yemeni coast. The objective: degrade the Houthis' ability to target ships in the Red Sea. 3 radar sites are destroyed. The strikes are precision. No civilian casualties reported. But the Houthis don't stop. October 15th, another attack, this time targeting a different vessel. The UAE logistics ship Swift is hit by a C-802 missile while operating near Yemen. The ship is damaged but doesn't sink. Crew members are injured. The attack proves the threat is ongoing despite the Tomahawk strikes. USS Mason remains on station. The destroyer continues patrolling the Red Sea. Every radar contact is evaluated. Every surface contact is assessed. The crew operates at heightened readiness. The Aegis system runs continuously. Missiles are kept in ready status. The next attack could come at any time. The engagements generate significant analysis within the Navy. The SM-2 missile performed flawlessly in actual combat. 3 launches, 3 hits. The system works. But questions arise about future scenarios. What if the Houthis launch more missiles simultaneously? Can one destroyer handle 4 or 6 simultaneous threats? What if they use sea-skimming missiles with better evasive programming? The Navy's assessment is cautious. The Aegis system can handle multiple threats, but saturation attacks with enough missiles could overwhelm defenses. The solution is layered defense, multiple ships in coordinated positions, overlapping radar coverage, shared fire control. If one destroyer is saturated, another can assist with intercepts. The Red Sea becomes a testing ground for this doctrine. Multiple destroyers deploy to the region: USS Carney, USS Laboon, USS Gravely. They operate in coordinated patrol patterns. If Houthis launch missiles, multiple ships can respond. The defensive network is redundant. Over the following months, additional attacks occur. Not all target American ships. Some attack Saudi or Emirati vessels. Others target commercial shipping. The Houthis continue to receive missile supplies despite international efforts to interdict Iranian arms shipments. U.S. destroyers intercept more missiles. The engagements become routine, not in the sense that they're easy, but in the sense that procedures are established. Radar detection, threat assessment, SM-2 launch, intercept, report. The crew's reaction time improves with each engagement. The Aegis system's performance remains consistent. But each successful intercept costs money. SM-2 missiles are expensive, approximately $2 million per missile. Shooting down $3 million cruise missiles with $2 million interceptors is economically sustainable. But the math isn't ideal. The Houthis can launch cheaper missiles faster than the Navy can afford to intercept them indefinitely. This leads to development of alternative defense systems. The Navy accelerates deployment of electronic warfare systems that can jam cruise missile guidance. Development of directed energy weapons, essentially shipboard lasers, is fast-tracked. If a laser can destroy an inbound missile for the cost of electricity instead of a $2 million interceptor, the economic equation changes. But in 2016, SM-2 missiles are the primary defense, and USS Mason proves they work. The destroyer's crew receives recognition for the successful engagements. No formal medals for shooting down missiles in self-defense, but internal Navy acknowledgement of performance under actual combat conditions. For the broader Navy, the Mason's engagements validate decades of investment in Aegis technology. Since the 1980s, the system has been deployed on cruisers and destroyers. It's been tested extensively. It's been updated continuously. But until October 2016, it had never been used in actual combat to defend against anti-ship cruise missiles. The Syrian conflict provided some validation. Aegis cruisers intercepted drones and primitive missiles. But those threats were less sophisticated than modern anti-ship cruise missiles. The C-802 missiles fired at USS Mason represent near-peer technology, Chinese-designed, Iranian-supplied, programmed with evasive maneuvers, sea-skimming approach profiles. These are credible threats. The successful intercepts prove the Aegis system can handle them. The radar can detect low-altitude threats. The fire control can generate intercept solutions quickly. The SM-2 missiles can engage and destroy targets even when they maneuver. The integrated system from detection to intercept works under combat stress. This validation matters for future conflicts. If China or Russia uses anti-ship missiles against U.S. Navy vessels, the engagements in the Red Sea provide data on system performance. The same Aegis radar, the same SM-2 missiles, the same procedures. If it works against Houthi-launched C-802s, it should work against more sophisticated threats. But the Navy doesn't assume success. The engagements also reveal vulnerabilities. The Mason was fortunate. The missiles were launched singly or in pairs. A saturation attack with 10 or 20 missiles simultaneously might overwhelm defenses. The destroyer carries 90 vertical launch cells. That's a lot of missiles. But in a high-intensity conflict, ammunition can be depleted quickly. The answer is better targeting. And instead of waiting for missiles to be launched, destroy the launchers before they fire. That requires intelligence on launcher locations. It requires authorization to strike targets on foreign soil. It requires precision weapons that can destroy mobile launchers in urban environments without massive civilian casualties. The Tomahawk strikes against radar sites are a start, but the Houthis continue operating. They move launchers frequently. They hide among civilian populations. They receive new supplies despite interdiction efforts. The problem is persistent. For USS Mason and other destroyers operating in the Red Sea, the mission continues. Patrol, monitor, detect, intercept if necessary. The crew remains alert. The Aegis system remains active. And somewhere off the coast of Yemen, Houthi forces still have missiles, and they're willing to use them. The question that drives Navy planning: when is the next attack? And will the defenses hold? October 2016 proved the system works, but every successful intercept is one data point. The next engagement might involve more missiles, better missiles, coordinated with other threats. Until the Houthi capability is completely eliminated, American ships in the Red Sea operate under constant threat. And USS Mason remains ready. The destroyer that proved Aegis works in combat, the ship that validated SM-2 performance against real threats, the crew that faced incoming anti-ship missiles and destroyed them before impact. Modern naval warfare, where detection, decision, and intercept happen in minutes, where computers track threats and calculate solutions faster than human reaction time, where missiles costing millions of dollars destroy each other miles from the ships they're designed to protect. This is what the Aegis Combat System was built for, and USS Mason proved it delivers.